At one point in history, importing bananas was considered illegal, smuggled in secret, guarded like treasure, and fought over by empires. Bananas weren't just a fruit, they were a weapon of power. What you thought was just a common snack actually reshaped global politics, fueled corporate wars, and even triggered secret government coups. This is not just a story about a fruit. This is the hidden, mind-blowing history of bananas. And it's way crazier than you ever imagined. Let's rewind to a time when bananas were more valuable than gold in some parts of the world. Early wild bananas, found in the lush jungles of Southeast Asia over 7,000 years ago, were nothing like what we peel open today. Imagine a banana full of massive, hard seeds, barely any soft flesh, and a taste that was more bitter than sweet. It took thousands of years of selective breeding, painstaking cultivation by ancient farmers to turn this tough wild fruit into the soft, seedless, sweet banana we now know and love. In fact, bananas are one of humanity's earliest bioengineered foods, long before the concept of genetically modified even existed. From Southeast Asia, bananas traveled across ancient trade networks into India, then into Africa, carried by traders, explorers, and settlers. Bananas became so rooted in African agriculture that many people believed, and some still believe, they were native to the continent. By the time European explorers reached the shores of Africa and the Americas, bananas were well established, flourishing across tropical climates. When Spanish and Portuguese colonists brought banana plants across the Atlantic Ocean to the New World, they didn't just bring a fruit, they introduced a game-changing crop that would fuel new economies, plantations, and, tragically, the exploitation of enslaved labor. As bananas grew in popularity throughout the Caribbean and Central America, American markets developed an insatiable appetite for this exotic fruit. By the late 1800s, bananas had become a must-have item in every American household: cheap, nutritious, and exotic. But to keep up with skyrocketing demand, massive agricultural corporations emerged. The most notorious of all was the United Fruit Company, now better known as Chiquita Brands International. United Fruit didn't just dominate banana production, it dominated entire countries. Honduras, Guatemala, Costa Rica, these nations became known as banana republics, a term used to describe countries whose economies were controlled by foreign corporations exploiting local resources. And the lengths to which United Fruit would go to protect their profits were staggering. In 1954, after Guatemala's president, Jacobo Arbenz, attempted land reforms that threatened United Fruit's holdings, the company lobbied the U.S. government heavily. The result? A CIA-orchestrated coup that overthrew a democratically elected leader, plunging Guatemala into decades of civil war and suffering. And yes, all for bananas. While political battles raged, another invisible enemy was brewing in the soil, one that would nearly destroy the banana industry from the inside out. Throughout the early 20th century, the world's favorite banana was not the Cavendish you know today. It was the Gros Michel, also known as Big Mike. Bigger, creamier, sweeter, and sturdier for transport, the Gros Michel reigned supreme. In fact, the artificial banana flavor in candy today is based on the taste of the Gros Michel, not the Cavendish. That's why so many people feel banana candy tastes nothing like modern bananas. But disaster struck in the form of Panama disease, a ruthless fungus that devastated Gros Michel plantations worldwide. It wiped out entire farms, destroyed economies, and forced the banana industry to scramble for a replacement. Enter the Cavendish banana, less flavorful, but resistant to the original strain of Panama disease, the Cavendish became the global standard. But here's the chilling truth. All Cavendish bananas are clones, genetically identical copies. That makes them extremely vulnerable to disease. And a new strain of Panama disease, called Tropical Race 4, TR4, is already spreading across banana-growing regions. A silent pandemic for bananas. Scientists worldwide are now racing against time, trying to save the banana from extinction. Some are attempting to breed disease-resistant varieties. Others are editing banana DNA directly. In labs around the globe, futuristic banana hybrids are being developed. The hope of saving a fruit that has been with humanity for millennia. But it won't be easy. New varieties must not only resist disease, but also match the taste, texture, and shipping qualities that consumers demand. The future of bananas is being written right now, deep in greenhouses and research labs. So next time you casually peel a banana, remember, you're holding a living piece of human ingenuity, colonial conquest, biological catastrophe, and scientific wonder, a simple fruit, yet a story more wild than you could have ever imagined. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. Like, subscribe, and share this video.